right? ER500 exhaust stock. Simply ground it off. That's a bit of a rough bend, but we're not going to need to worry about that just yet. As we all know, sounds like a fucking skeleton farting when it's on. So I'm not going to do the let's buy an adapter for the exhaust and let's fit a GP, or you can get a full setup. I ain't doing that because my big bikes are in the shed. This is just a play about and to have a bit of a play myself. So I've measured this out. We've got this at 6 inches, and I've worked out 6 inches to the chrome plate, which they incredibly well, how can you say, this is an ER500. Well, I just want to measure up 6 inches, marking our way around. Yep, I know I'm using a nice bright pink, but as you can all see as well as me, I can see it perfectly. Me rambling. We're going to take the grinder, we'll do cut, follow it around, bit to bit, dot to dot, work our way right round, come back around the other side, hopefully, bingo. Then what we're going to do is we're going to be following this line pretty much all the way around. We're following the factory weld, even though that's a bit off, but all the way around that weld. Pretty much the grinder should follow that, hopefully, fingers crossed. And then what we're going to be doing is removing this, taking this section completely out, moving this back, hollowing the kit out. Then what we will do probably in the next video is weld this correctly back onto the original exhaust pipe. There we go. And would you believe it? I have cut that, so I don't think I could have cut that any better, because the whole piece of shit is here. So, geez, I can tell you straight away that this, even though it's slightly lighter, weighs literally nothing. Obviously it's going to weigh a bit, but this, you know, this isn't even, that's even heavier at that weight than what my stock K4 Suzuki exhaust is. It's all looking good. Right, back to it. Our plans were, we have just taken the bottom half off the ER500 exhaust, which I was incredibly surprised to feel how light it was, but not as surprised, excuse me, as to where I ground to. I said 6 inches into the chrome outing of the exhaust. So for anyone else that may be thinking of doing this, it's literally 6 inches. 6 inches, 6 inches. All the way around. And doing that, I smacked perfectly before the big muffler, which means my plan of now removing this end, we will remove this, creating this to be our opening. I wouldn't be surprised if that would knock out, to be fair. I don't know. But anyway, I'm about to cut this out. This is coming out, and I have the feeling that maybe when I cut this bit here, because I can't see any fixings, could possibly fall out. But the only way that we're going to be able to do it is by removing it. So what we'll do now is there we go, and fair enough. What a contraption. None of it's moving, but after that, there it is. If we can see in here, but hell of a contraption. And we've got the front bit off. So now, dun 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 dun, we've got, let's look at the good side, because that's what Kawasaki does to us. We have a neat little stubby. A bit. Bore a hole. Putting a vice, guys, would be so much easier. I should just buy one. But there you go. Now, hopefully, allowing our tiny stupid little bit, simply fall out. Remember guys, just because something may stop working, overheating, something along the lines, don't mean the job is ruined. Use your head, find a way around it. My grinder's still hot. I could easily grind that out, but no, I need to find a different way. And hey ho, do you look at that? Here we are. That's all that's useful for. Literally all that's useful for. Do you know what? Done it relatively neatly as well. Very neatly, in fact. So now we are onto the stage of welding. Finding the right position and where the exhaust will sit. But just as I second glance at this again, look at this. Considering what it was, which this will be one of my first videos, so I'm not actually sure how you do this thing. Probably didn't work, probably ended up over there or over there. now. I don't know. But if you even flick back then to the start of the video, or part 1. No, no. I'll try and do it in a single one. People don't like flicking from one to one. Could rename the pink pen guy. So, what I can do now is, because this is actually already polished from when I ground it, I can actually go straight for the weld and putting this together. 4 lines, not 3. First of all, tack, 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 just to hold it together. Then we move. Like Kawasaki meant, can't see that bit. So I hope you can see all that, because that looks better. Right. Ignore this one, it's simply just caught. So, tacked all the way around, and the positive thing with these tacks is that I can simply weld in between each one. I'm not that good where I could do an entire turn, but I may be able to just flick it off, back, and just work my way, try and make a nice neat weld along, which then would finish the custom job. And then it's on to the actual hardest part of, I'm not taking the full system off the bike, as I feel at the head of the bike I don't want to risk, because I'm doing this on a very minimal budget. So, after eventually doing it, I've got to admit, it's fucking horrible to weld. push. So unfortunately the last actual part of me finishing the exhaust off did not record, so I wanted to try and catch up on what I did here. We'll go into my shed and get it the rest of what reasonably I did, but this bit of chrome is actually added on over the original. It was simple. I took it off the existing bit, cut it down to size, cut it into a slot to fit over the bracket, and simply put it back over and just spot welded it back on the same as what it is standard. And except for what's in the video, I thought I'd show an actual bit of a closer up on what's actually inside. This is the bottom, so my 6 inches that I made my stubby come from here to here. You then end up meeting this bad boy, which is your muffle, and it is, or your baffle in other words, and it is terrible. It actually weighs a ton. And as I was saying, for the original chrome that was on it, which I cut to size and put over the stubby, which didn't record. This is what I did. I simply, as you can see here, I ground it off, which then it simply did just spring off, as it almost shows here. Took it off, cut this to size, which was simply maybe 6 inches again, placed it over what this is. If this was my stubby, placed it over, tilted it, gripped it, tack, tack, tack. Simple as that. That's if you want to finish. If you're not too bothered, you don't need this, but I like to have things slightly one little step closer, considering it's the best way we can do it.